Welcome back to another FPL video where I will take a look at my team selection and updated watch list, some transfer tips, and at the end, as always, the captain selection ahead of the next game week. So this is my team ahead of game week 17. Not really satisfied with my goalkeeper, but Sanchez, he has done well recently, so I will probably just keep him on my bench. I have Dubravka, probably a bit better fixture, but I don't really rate the Burnley defense. So Chelsea, they have done well defensively as of late, so I think that I will start Sanchez. In defense, I have Timber, Van Hecke, and Van Berg. I have Rodon on the bench. I have Van de Ven on the bench as well. Don't really think that Spurs will keep a clean sheet against Liverpool, so I'm just keeping Van de Ven on my bench. In midfield, Phil Foden, Bruno Fernandes, Rice, and Saka, and up front, Erling Haaland, Raul Jimenez, and Igor Thiago. My plan is actually to save a transfer. I have one free transfer, really hoping that I can have two free transfers ahead of game week 18. But even though I'm not using a transfer, I will take a look at the updated watch list. I will take a look at some players that we actually should avoid as well. So let's have a look. So first of all, avoid these players. They're probably red flagged in FPL at the moment, but I have talked about this list a couple of times, but avoid transferring them in. They will travel and participate in the AFCON tournament. As we can see, a bit interesting that Sunderland, they have a lot of players that will leave. Not all of them have played regularly, but I think that this will affect the Sunderland squad. So Sunderland, they are probably a team to target in the upcoming game weeks. Another thing that we have to keep in mind is that there are EFL Cup midweek ahead of game week 17. So 4 Premier League teams will play, and we have Crystal Palace playing on Thursday in the Europa Conference League as well. So my advice would be to hold your transfers at least until Friday ahead of the next deadline. Another thing to consider is the fact that there are some players on 4 yellow cards at the moment. If they get one extra yellow card ahead of game week 19, they will get a 1-match suspension. So Donnarumma, if you don't have a strong goalkeeper on your bench, I would definitely avoid Donnarumma in the next couple of game weeks. In defense, Collins, Cash, Williams, all of them are on 4 yellows. So in midfield, Granit Xhaka, Bernardo Silva, Szoboszlai, Semenyo, and Bruno Guimaraes. So a lot of interesting FPL options on 4 yellow cards at the moment. I think that having one of them is perfectly fine, especially if you have decent cover on the bench, but having 2 or 3 players on this list can potentially make it hard to field 11 starters. So make sure to check the list, see if you have some of those players, and if you have, avoid transferring more players on 4 yellow cards into your game week 17 team. So with that in mind, I think those players are really good transfers ahead of game week 17. So if you need a new forward, Ekitike, he is on fire at the moment. Scored a brace in game week 16. Alexander Isak is not really in form, and they have Gakpo injured as well. So I think that Ekitike will start the next fixtures as well. Really good fixtures for Liverpool, and I think that he can continue delivering. The next player is Igor Thiago. He's not like a big secret in the FPL community, but he's on penalties, he's nailed on for Brentford, and they have good fixtures coming up. Raul Jimenez, more of a punt. Wilson outscored Jimenez in game week 16, so I still think that Jimenez could come good in game week 17. He will continue starting up front. They have Rodrigo Muniz injured, so I think that actually Raul Jimenez is still a good punt. In game week 17, they will play against Nottingham Forest at home, and then they have West Ham away. So at least the next 2 fixtures look really good for Fulham before they play away against Crystal Palace in game week 19. In midfield, I actually really like Anthony Gordon. Not the best fixture for Newcastle in game week 17 playing against Chelsea. I think they can do well at home against Chelsea, but it's more favorable fixtures for Newcastle in game week 18 and 19. So playing away against Man United, they have conceded a lot of goals. Man United 4-4 against Bournemouth in game week 16. So they can score goals, but they can definitely concede goals as well. And in game week 19, playing away against Burnley, one of the worst defenses. So Bruno Fernandes, he is in. I talked about Man United scoring and conceding a lot against Bournemouth. So I think that if Man United will continue scoring, Bruno Fernandes will be involved. The last player did really well in game week 16, Wilson, 2 goals and 1 assist. so he can hopefully continue delivering, playing at home against Nottingham Forest and then away against West Ham. So those players, I really like them, especially Anthony Gordon and Bruno Fernandes on penalties, and Wilson, really good value, only priced at 5.6. In defense, if you still haven't replaced Gabriel, or if you have Munoz, the injured Crystal Palace defender, I think that getting Guardiola in around the same price point makes sense. Really good fixtures for Man City. He has actually scored 2 goals in the last 3 games for Man City, so Guardiola a really good transfer in at the moment. Only selected by 8.5% of the managers, so he is kind of a differential as well. I talked about this when I discussed Anthony Gordon, not the best fixture in game week 17 for Newcastle and Thiago, but in game week 18 and onwards, Newcastle should do well. The last player on this list is Anderson. He is a DEFCON monster. He is close to pick up defensive contributions in every game week, and he can contribute with attacking returns as well. And I talked about the Fulham fixtures that are really good in the next couple of game weeks. Captain selection for game week 17, joy for the Saka captainers in game week 16 as he picked up a brace of assists and maximum bonus. Can he do this in game week 17? I'm not really sure. I don't really like the fixture for Arsenal. I think they will win, but it's not the best fixture for Saka. So Everton, they will sit low, and I think that Saka will play wide in this game. They have kept 2 clean sheets, only conceded 6 goals, 12 big chances, and 16 shots on target. Everton, they have an expected goals conceded of 5.14, which is mid-table. It's actually 9th at the moment. So I think I will have a look at a couple of other captain candidates as well. Based on the fixture, Igor Thiago should definitely be in consideration for game week 17 captaincy. Playing away against Wolves, they haven't kept any clean sheets in their last 4 games, conceded 8 goals, 13 big chances, and 19 shots on target. And they have an expected goal of 7.06. So Wolves, one of the worst defensive teams at the moment. Igor Thiago hasn't done well in the last couple of game weeks. He has gotten chances, but he hasn't gotten any FPL returns. Will this change in game week 17? It might actually be a really good fixture for Brentford and Igor Thiago. Bruno Fernandes, he did really well in game week 16. He is the talisman for Man United on most set pieces, including penalties, so he can do well against anyone. So in game week 17, playing away against Aston Villa, not the best fixture for Man United. Aston Villa, they have kept 1 clean sheet, only conceded 6 goals, 10 big chances, and 21 shots on target conceded, and they have an expected goal of 5.64, so not that impressive. When we take a look at Aston Villa's defensive stats, they are mid-table for most metrics. They're actually one of the worst teams when it comes to shots on target conceded. So Bruno Fernandes, definitely one to consider for captaincy if you want to take a punt. Erling Haaland, always in consideration. In game week 17, they actually have a really good fixture playing at home against West Ham. West Ham, they haven't kept any clean sheets, 7 goals conceded, 10 big chances conceded. They're actually the worst teams when it comes to shots on target conceded with 26. Expected goals conceded 5.57, so not that bad, but I think that they will struggle against Man City at the Etihad. So at the moment, Erling Haaland, he is my captain. It's definitely the safest option. I think it's the best option as well. So I'm not sure if I will go against Erling Haaland in game week 17, but let me know in the comments down below who will be your captain for game week 17.